Welcome everyone. God Tender Loving Care. We are here, UFC 307, round number 4, with Pennington and Pena. So far, it is all rounds. 2 rounds, Pena. And with this round, 2 rounds, Pennington. 2-2. And now going to the last round. That was a head kick. Wow, that leg kick landed clean. And Juliana Pena was sort of falling off balance. Another right hand landed, heavy bombs. Juliana Pena dropped, but she's still in the zone. She's still in the moment. And Bilal or someone on the team is saying, "You need to take her down and you win." Oh, okay, training partner. Walk in, hands up high, and they're giving her the game plan to win it. I mean, that could be the plan that she needs. That's what she needs to hear. She knows what she has to do. You don't have to strike against Pennington. Storm bombs at you. Pennington, heavy-handed, definitely heavy-handed. Juliana Pena is very consistent and fast. So we're going against strength versus speed, but in the grappling department, it's all Juliana thus far. And whoever wins this round wins. Um, Juliana Pena knows what she has to do. She has the confidence of having her coaches there. Really great coaches on that team. And whoever controls the pace on this round wins. That's fascinating thing about this is that Juliana Pena knows what to do. Her coaches told her, you got to go forward, you got to press, and you have to control the pace. And Juliana right now isn't doing that. She's feeling out on the outside, and that's when Pennington is just able to aim and throw, and that's where Juliana Pena has to listen to her coaches if she wants to win this bout. It's in their hands. This is a 50-50 right now. This bout is so close. If you haven't ordered UFC, check it out. UFC card right now is great. And Pennington versus Pena. We have the number one ranked fighter versus the champion. And it says that Juliana, the commentator said Juliana has to just empty the gas. And Juliana Pena just, yeah, you're having some success on the feet, but it's a huge risk to take when you're doing so well on the grappling. Use your striking to control the pace and use your takedowns. Both martial artists have really slowed down here, but Pennington is still showing power. Oh, okay, so she tried. She got close. Now there is a clinch, but Pennington always has a chance of a takedown. Pennington has Pena on the fence, and DC says it's a mistake. Yeah, it probably is. But will you say that if Pennington gets a takedown? Now, she used that to throw her shots. Juliana might not have the energy for that takedown that she so much needs. Juliana Pena has to really dig in deep here, and she's got to control the pace. Whoever controls the pace wins. I mean, this is so close. This is 2-2, 2 rounds to 2 rounds for the championship. Will we have a two-time champion, or will we have a champion who defended her title for the first time? And this spot is so good. This card is 307. It's really good. Mixed martial arts, you just never know what will happen. Ooh, oh, Pennington just stung Pena. And Pena's digging deep and shooting her shot, but you already know what the game plan is to win. You have to take Pennington down and control her. Otherwise, this round belongs to. It's close. It's very, very close. So I'm not gonna say yet. By the skin of your teeth. That's where this round is. In a bout that is tied. So about one more minute and some change. And this is a striking bout right here. Question is, who will control the pace for the remainder? DC mentioned Julian's not even going for takedowns anymore. She's completely outright ignoring her corner. And Pena completely dominated in the grappling, and she completely abandoned ship there. I mean, she might go for another takedown, but she's just striking right now. But she is striking defensively. And the 1-2 to Pena. I mean, Raquel, showing that one punch can drop Juliana Pena. And that last round could have been a 10-8. You never know. And so if Juliana Pena does not secure a takedown, then this is in the hands of the judges. A knockdown, I don't know if that's going to happen in about 15 seconds. So now it will be in the hands of the judges in about 10 seconds. And about striking down the stretch. And just like that, the bout is over. Superman punch. Oh, and the last punch is from Pennington. Pena, I don't know if she knows who won or not. Pennington maybe feels a little bit confident in that that's her round. We will see what the judges have decided. This was a very close bout. I don't know why I'm so big on ties, but I think they should run it back. I think that last round is really for both. One got 2 rounds, the other got 2 rounds. This last round here, tie. It's a tie. That's what I think. But none of the judges, they'll probably make their own decision. Something else, right? Man, these jabs and crosses. And who won this bout? Well, I don't know if Pena is confident anymore. She doesn't look that confident she won it. Ultimately, maybe she was just too exhausted. Maybe Pennington just won it by a sliver. Dana White's there saying, good job. Pennington walking over to Pena's corner and good job. This went to the judges. Who do you all think won this if you're watching it? But there are a lot of contenders here. And judges scorecard. Oh, it's gonna be a split decision. Yep, split decision. No, Juliana Pena. Wow. By the skin of her teeth, and she did not go for a takedown. Now they have 2 champions at that gym. By the skin of her teeth, she won that, and she decided to strike, exhausted. Yeah, it surprised me. I thought they were gonna give it to Pennington because you never know what the judge is, and they should probably run it back. Two-time champion. Congratulations, Juliana Pena. That was very impressive. Uh, very good. That was a very good bout. That was very tough. And Joe Rogan's questions. Do you think you did enough? She said these judges are doing some crazy stuff. They just gave you the bout. They just gave you the win. They gave you the W. Oh, Juliana Pena says that when she got dropped, she completely lost her focus. So that was the impact of her getting dropped. It's just the plan went out the window. Wow. Eh, now we know. Now they're mentioning Kayla Harrison, who's there watching. Are they gonna compete? Ooh, she called out Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes. When Amanda Nunes come back, Juliana Pena is calling out Amanda, and Harrison does not like that at all. But she's probably next. She probably feels ignored, and they should have had her walk into the cage. They got the family in there, Raquel Pennington, and they could probably run it back. Rogan interviewing Pennington. Pennington felt she won it. It was close. It was very close. She said she was landing more strikes. She was landing a lot of heavy strikes. 2-2, 2 rounds, 2-2. Going to the fifth. Yeah, they let it go to the judges. Back to the drawing board. Maybe because Juliana called out Amanda Nunes. Pennington versus Harrison next. But who would compete against Pena if Amanda Nunes doesn't come back? This is a really good bout, and we still have one more, and that's Poatan Pereira versus Roundtree. So if you haven't, check out the UFC card 307. Order it, check it out. It's stacked. Now there's one more, and that is the main event for the championship. I'm looking forward to that one. I think that those two should probably run it back. The judoka, the Olympian. I don't know who she would go against. Who else is in line? Who else is a competitor? Now it's just the three of them. And Rogan just said that that he gave it to Pennington. Yeah, yeah, yeah. By the skin of her teeth. Juliana Pena took that by the skin of her teeth. I thought they would have given it to Pennington too, but I said they could probably give it to Pena, depending on how the judges saw that last round. It could have been a tie. I wouldn't have minded a tie. Then they would have ran it back for sure. Now we are here at the main event. A very fantastic, a very good main event. I'm really looking forward to this. The striker of all strikers, Poatan Pereira Chama versus Roundtree. And in martial arts, you just never know. You just never know. Poatan Pereira capturing the middleweight titles, as well as the light heavyweight titles. And now people want him to compete against John Jones in the heavyweight title. If he can do that, I mean, he's active. I've seen this man compete in martial arts many times this year. He is at it. I mean, training, skyrocketing to the championships. No one's done it like him so far in mixed martial arts. Maybe Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar also skyrocketed to the championships. All right, so who do you who do you all think is going to take the championship? Do you think that it's going to be Botdan, or do you think it's going to be Roundtree? Me, I have no idea who is going to win. I do know that the strengths that Botan has, I mean, he is in the limelight right now. And if he came into this bout focus, he has a really good team. Glover Teixeira was the best in the world for a long time. Training along him, he has a great coach. But people are hungry. And um, I don't call favorites. I do think that Botan has a slight advantage. But round three again, this is mixed martial arts. Anything can happen at any time. Do any of these martial artists turn into grapplers? They're strikers, predominantly strikers. Do they change up their entire game plan? That would be funny, actually, very, very funny. Because Roundtree said, "You all know me as a striker, and I would never, ever change my plan to become a grappler when I'm a striker." And he said that. And Poatan, I don't view him as taking anyone down. He's a kickboxing champion um, for a reason. But it would be funny if one of them turned into a wrestler, like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you down," because you weren't expecting it. You definitely don't expect Poatan to take this bout to the ground at all. Roundtree, yeah, he might take the bout to the ground. Um, so that is what it is. Now, all the rankings. Number one, Pereira, champion. Then Prohashka, Ankalev, Hill, Blackowitz, Rock. Oh wow, Roundtree's like down on the list. So maybe everyone else was injured. Maybe that's why they asked Roundtree to participate in this event. All right, the really great documentaries that the UFC is pushing. I mean, really giving you a perspective on people and culture, getting to know where they come from, the communities, the roots. The UFC has provided and produced some of the best documentaries on the market, very similar to what Vice purports. And if you check out those Vice documentaries, fascinating, right? One of a kind, very almost like National Geographic esque. I mean, they are the quality like that. So listening to Roundtree's life right now. So just a documentary that I saw, and man, just watching his highlight of Smith, he hit Smith so hard. Lionheart Smith, the Smith was like rolling around the octagon in pain, like, oh my god, what just happened? Like, he got electrified. So seeing what he did to Smith, and I know Poitin's on a different level, but you add one little illness, you didn't get enough sleep, you ate the wrong food, you add anything in mixed martial arts, you can prepare yourself so much that you are armored and safe and protected. But any little, a little stomach ache right before your bout, maybe slight food poisoning, maybe slight dehydration, and your body acts a little different, and you just never know how the martial artists perform because it is a performance. You never know if a martial artist is walking in there with a ding or a dang. That's why I like to watch when the walkout. Are they walking with a limp? When they approach the referee and the coaches, is there anything off? How they're communicating? Are they taped up? Right? Some fighters go out there, they're all taped up, their ankles all taped up. That's indicative of an injury. So maybe something's on your mind, maybe something happened. And this can happen where even though the martial artist performed well last bout, this new bout is a completely different approach. If you're 100% healthy, then their performance is going to be consistent, right? Consistent with their best performances. But if anything is slightly off that day, and you all know, slight headache, maybe a little sleep deprived, maybe you're practicing on the mids and you accidentally hit it wrong, but you still have to compete. You're not gonna say anything, and it's a tough business to be in. I competed, and I remember, man, going for a judoka slam, and I was practicing slams with my coach, and he liked to spar. I mean, he loves to spar, and I love to spar too. But the reason he had his gym was to teach students and his friends how to protect yourself, but also love of sparring. And we were sparring maybe 80, 90%. We started off 50, maybe 70, high up there, right? And I do one of the throws that he taught me because he's always impressed with my moves. And I land wrong, man. I land on my rib, and that was an excruciating pain, like what Holland experienced earlier on the card. And then you still have to keep going. You still have to keep, and then you realize, oh my, there's something because of adrenaline. You realize the pain. And then I showed up the next day, kept on training, but I had cracked ribs. And when you train and you're hurt, you want to protect your body, but you also want to make gains. I remember when I was in a cast. I was in a cast for my ankle. My ankle was hurt, and I remember thinking, "Oh man, I'm not going to be able to work on leg day. I'm not going to be able to build my legs." And I use that. I use my legs for my martial arts. So I decided to double up on my arms. So I'm going to be walking around on crutches, and my arms got jacked. My biceps, triceps, shoulders. I mean, they got big. And the way that I balanced out, the rest of my body, working out the legs, is that I would, um, first of all, my leg got thin. One of my legs. I worked on my other leg, and then when I was clear to fully start training again, I prioritized it like no one's business. And it was my goal to make the gains that I had lost because of wearing the cast. Now here is a round tree coming out of the corridors. Doesn't look like anything's wrong visibly. Looks all good. Okay. And a lot of the martial artists, some of the martial artists that I trained with as well. They take that last week. Some of them are opposite, but some of them take that last week of training to train lightly, catch up on sleep, because the training has been done. You've already worked on your training. Some of us, though, you train hard until the very last minute because your nerves, and it's a matter of controlling your nerves in martial arts as well. So I'm very much excited, looking forward to Roundtree versus Pereira, and he came out to that cowboy song. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't know what the song is called, but what's the famous cowboy song? Da-da-da-da-da. What's the with the Josie Wales, Clint Eastwood movies where it's like they're at a standstill and they look at each other and they're about to draw their firearm, their weapon, and you hear the song da-da-da-da, and the whistle, and then they draw their weapon. That's the song he came out to. It's a good song. What is the I don't know what to call it, cowboy? And Clint Eastwood. That's it. Clint Eastwood song. Josie Wales. It's one of the characters that he played. And what's that song called? If I speak into this, where to find it? Let's search my voice. Nah, it didn't. It didn't look it up for me. Oh boy, Don's coming out, man. All the lights turn off, and he comes out with those chants from the Amazon. This is a performance. He has one of the best entrances. All the green, the yellow, gold. Man, you chant, you walk, you could feel the drums, the instruments. This is a fantastic song. He has one of the best entrances, and we've seen Poatan compete multiple times this year. Let's look up how many times has Poatan competed. So Alex Perez and Rogan just said this is my favorite walkout. It is. He has the best walkout, and he doesn't do it on purpose. He's just reflecting his culture. So this year, Alex Pereira with the best, I mean, the best entrance so far. And he's not doing anything special, but when he does that walk, he starts to stomp. He's gonna start that. So he's just walking normally right now to the corridors. All right, the best walkout of all of the UFC. All right, and he puts his fists together. There we go. Oh man, this is the best walkout. This is the intensity, and it's not a lot of energy expenditure either. Before a foul, he's not blowing his load. He's just and then the best part of it all, he takes the ball and arrow right here, right there, and he aims it at the octagon, and man, that is the best walkout. Yeah. All right, so this year we've seen him compete twice, and this would be the third time. And he was very active competing in martial arts last year. I mean, very last year, 3 bouts. This year, going on another three. I mean, this is 3 times a year. Yeah, this is fascinating, very fascinating. Walkout power like nothing. The thing about Pereira, though, man, that gets you worried as a supporter is that his posture, and he got dropped by Adesanya. So we've seen that there is a hole in his game. If he doesn't, get you, his stance, that stance, man, sometimes he leaves himself open, and that's the thing. And now he's filling the crowd. Everyone's loving the entrance. Everyone's saying Chama, Chama, Chama. All right, so Chama here. That's new. He walks right to his corner. Before they used to have the fighters go around, do a lap. Maybe that's just fighter dependent. And the stare down. His stare down is fascinating. And staring down Roundtree here. Now the last person he competed, they were just looking at each other, locked. And now, and now they're at it again. He's got a really good coach. He's got Glover, who was like pound for pound in the world, and now against Roundtree. Roundtree's looking at him back. Not as intense as Jiri, but Pereira, that's just part of his martial arts. Once I'm in that cage, that's it. Looking at the movements when you sizing up his opponent, you see that are they standing? Are they confident? Are they shifting? Because he would win the bout if the person just up and walked away out of the octagon, and you see Bruce Buffer there just stretching his legs, just stretching in the middle of the action, high intensity workout. Calling the card. This is the main event of the evening. Where's my microphone here? There we go. All right, so I'm going to join Bruce Buffer here. We got the idea microphone here because it is a good idea to share ideas. We have Alex Pereira, who is 37 years old, versus a 34-year-old Khalil Roundtree Jr. Alex Pereira stands at 6'4", Roundtree is at 6'1", 205 pounds for Pereira, 205 pounds for Roundtree, 79-inch range advantage for Pereira, 76.5-inch reach for Roundtree, 11-2 for Pereira, who is a minus 470 favorite. This is the main event of the evening, sanctioned by Utah. Fascinating. All right, it's gonna start soon, y'all. Pereira versus Roundtree. I always hear the same judges. They say the same judges, and a lot of these judges have problems with the fighters, but they keep bringing them on. Same judges over and over and over. How do you choose who your Judges are. It's always the same judges. And this part is important inside of the martial arts process because there have been fighters that have walked out during the stare down. Ding ding, and they walk out. I don't know why. And now this can go one round to all the rounds. But Pereira is focused. Um, Roundtree has power. Pereira has power as well. But seeing that styles make fights. And Roundtree said something to Pereira. He said, "I'm going to show you something you've never seen before." Pereira said, "Oh yeah, maybe you know something I don't." Very humble. So very much looking forward to this competition here. Let me know what you all think there in the chat because it is time. 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. And Roundtree is just standing there, sort of like timid. Round one of introductions is set. And now Pereira, who's now loosened up a bit. Pereira's just moving around loose. Roundtree is all just like Pereira's moving comfortable. Okay, and then the stare down. The stare down. Very intense. Just looking at each other. This is a very fascinating bout. If you haven't checked out UFC 307, check it out. Now we have the main event: Pereira versus Round Tree. Oh, Pereira just rushed at him, and Khalil grabbed the leg. So Pereira is going at him aggressively with the kicks. See, this is the thing about Pereira is that he's here, and this makes sense. And Roundtree's throwing power at him. Khalil's here, which is a more traditional, we're taught right away. But Pereira, he's a veteran, seasoned veteran, and he can with the reach, but he's out here. He's not here, so that's why Adesanya was able to drop him. Khalil though has a little bit more armor here, right? A bit more stocky, and Pereira. Oh, those calf kicks from Pereira are powerful. Okay, he's fast, but he does, hold his hands here. This is the thing that it's an effective style for him. And those calf kicks. Ooh, see, and his head just went back. Pereira's head just went back because a powerful punch from Khalil. So Khalil's powerful and strong, but Pereira, this right here. And this is I study this because it works for him and he's a champion. But a lot of the time, like Roundtree's doing it. We're taught here you got to be fluid with yours as well. Oh, okay. So okay, very interesting. You got to check this out yourself. Let me know what you think about the styles. One's more of a traditional boxing martial artist stance, and Pereira's kickboxing. Oh, maybe for the takedowns, he has his hands low for the takedowns. I'd have to watch some of his kickboxing bouts a bit more. Oh, those kicks! Now we know those kicks, around house kicks that he has. I mean, dropped Jiri Prohashka, and he came at him very aggressively. Khalil was able to grab an ankle, so it didn't work out for Pereira at that time. Um, but Pereira is a bit more aggressive than what we've seen him in the first round. We usually see what he's doing now in the second or third round. But high level striking here. Ooh, that kick, but Roundtree blocks it, and that calf kick, that is Pereira's best move. If you're ever checking out the UFC game with Pereira, that calf kick, just boom, 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 the calf kick. He's mastered that calf kick. He's just got to do more calf kicks there. He's not providing much calf kicks, maybe to not be predictable. And Roundtree's providing those combinations. He's doing a 1-2, 1-2. I mean, it's not just one punch, except now he's just one punch. But the distance, I think, the distance. He just went for the calf kick, and Roundtree did not get it. He did not get hit. He knew that he was going for a calf kick. They're at the center, both. Now, what can these martial artists do to win? Pereira has to provide more calf kicks, use that reach. Khalil has to, fortify himself, and maybe, he's catching the kicks, but employ some more grappling. But he winged it at Pereira and throwing those softball punches at Pereira. Yeah, DC says Khalil has to be more unorthodox. I agree. You gotta make you've got to be able to find your angles. So this is so far kickboxing. Rogan said it's just boxing. It's kickboxing. This fighting. Now he's getting touched. Pereira's getting touched. Khalil's fast. Yep. So in the 40 seconds that remaining, it is a very aggressive bout so far. Does it become more aggressive? Who controls the pace of the octagon? Who controls the space? Now, if Pereira keeps throwing those kicks and treating Khalil like he's a boxer, he can take away the power, because Khalil is throwing power bombs with those punches. 10 seconds left. And he's winging these. And he is backing up. So Pereira did control that round, but with the judges, toss up. And they're saying that Khalil's exhausted. His arms up. He's huffing. Yeah, he's throwing bombs. So now a matter of cardio comes into play with these light heavyweights. Very fascinating round so far. I mean, very violent round. Unlike the co-main event, which was more strategic, calculated. This one is strategic and calculated, but you hear a lot more power. I mean, you hear the impact. Listen to Portuguese for Boatan's corner. Watch out for the stray shots, Boatan. So Khalil Roundtree is coming in from Chamas or Boatan's left side. This is the second round, like I said before on the stream. Round one is usually a feel out process. Number two is the something's gonna happen, and if it doesn't happen in round two, they're a bit more tired in round three. Their guard might not be as strong in round three. That the chances increase. Round four, unpredictable. Round five, anything can happen. But round two is usually that round where if we're gonna see anything explosive or new happen, it's gonna be here, because the fighters are anxious. The martial artists are anxious to show their skill. They've already felt the process, felt each other for the first round, and now it's like, okay, we're doing this again, second round. Okay, I know what you did for the first round. I've got your game plan. This is all a matter of calculating one's moves. They're getting to know each other's movements. And Pereira, man, his legs keep getting caught. He keep roundhouse and he caught, but Roundtree isn't taking advantage of grappling with him. And every time he catches his Poitin's kicks, Roundtree delivers a punch of his own, and we see Poitin get bopped. Just a quick bop can do it. That can break a nose. That can cause a TKO. All right, so these two martial artists here, UFC 307. If you haven't, go check it out. Very great card. If you haven't, and Poitin hit him with the left hook. Poitin does something he does very well. He intimidates you with his presence. He's very big in front of you, and he doesn't give you space to try to control the action. Especially this fight, he's more aggressive than what he usually is. More confident in the octagon. We have two strikers. No one has gone for a takedown yet. And those calf kicks is something that stands out to me because every time Poitin throws a calf kick, the power of Khalil decreases ever so slightly. That's how effective those calf kicks are. So now here in round number two, in the round that something, most probable something's gonna happen, a knockdown, a new technique, a new move, just because of the anxiousness they felt each other out in the first round. And you watch their movements, and if you're a martial artist, you know this. You can see movements in almost slow motion, right? So Khalil's getting very close to that chin of Poitin, who has a very unorthodox style. And now his arms are down. Now his arms are down. Poitin just put his arms down, and he went from here, which is still not this, right, to this, to this. So he's taking now he's this. Now he's doing this. All right, now he's back up here. Now he's back up here. Roundtree's here. This is what Roundtree is doing. Roundtree's blocking, like a boxer. Arm right. This is blocking the body. Ooh, and Roundtree just went for one of those hooks. And Poitin is doing a good job with the distance. The distance. Fascinating bout so far between a seasoned kickboxer in Poitin and a striker mixed martial artist in Roundtree. No fighter though has taken it to the ground. These are strikers that if it were to go to the ground, yeah, they've trained some jiu-jitsu, grappling, they're proficient. But when it comes to initiating that, they're not wrestlers. They've learned some wrestling moves, but they're not wrestlers. Ooh. Poitin went for one of those roundhouse kicks and missed, and Roundtree got him, and Poitin buckled a little bit. I mean, he went down and got back up, so he sort of still is staggered. He missed that kick. Roundtree saw it coming. I mean, this is a matter of strength and speed, a mixture of strength and speed. That's what's fascinating about this, is because Poitin can be hurt. DC's saying it right now. He can be hurt. We've seen Poitin get hurt. He's not invincible. He doesn't hold the invincibility that Anderson Silva had for years. Poitin has gotten knocked out recently by Adesanya. And, this is mixed martial arts. This isn't just kickboxing. Um, you've got to be able to adapt to all the different styles. And Roundtree just went at him with the 1-2, jab, cross, and got him. He tagged him at the end. For every 4 punches Roundtree's throwing, he's landing one. And that one is just enough. I mean, he already buckled Poitin. While Poitin is the aggressor here, I got to give this round to Roundtree because he buckled Poitin. He dropped him. And now he throws a kick of his own. Roundtree did. Roundtree threw a head kick of his own, and that landed, but it did not drop Poitin, but it made an impact. So we just saw the kick. It just went over his head, and he came back with the right hand. It caught him, dropped him. Yeah, it caught him with just the wrist. It wasn't a clean shot. And then there's a head kick at the end of the round that it landed. And that it landed on Poatan, it just didn't knock him out. Now they're telling Poatan less head kicks. You need to touch him more, pepper him up. Yeah, you got to be smarter. This is where your fight accuracy comes through. Now we're seeing a competition of fight accuracy and stop making these mistakes. And again, if it would have landed, we all would have celebrated. Wow, oh my God, this is great. But Roundtree is showing that he has Mike Tyson type power, but he's a mixed martial artist. And the third round, they felt each other other in the first round. The second round, they took more risks, and now we're on round number three. They almost finished in a round number two. In round number three, they're very much more exhausted, and this might be it. Round three. If it goes to round four or five, you never know in martial arts. But now they've got to use their fight accuracy. Now you know each other's power. More calf kicks and less high kicks from Poatan. And now Roundtree tagged him. He's tagging Pereira, who just ate a kick here. And the Rivers backed up and came back. Very powerful. Power and speed. Now Pereira got to use his consistency. You got to pepper him up. You got to touch him more. Pop, pop, pop. And then, if you want to take one of those high kicks, aim, because Khalil's moving and throwing bombs in the process. And I mean, throwing really hard shots. Now, this is exhausting Khalil, I can tell, but all it takes is one hard punch, one hard kick. See, that kick that Roundtree just threw is not as powerful as the one he threw in the second round. It didn't land. A high kick from Poatan, and his corner told him less high kicks. But Poatan wants to throw those high kicks. So let him throw those high kicks. Now they're feeling each other out here. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. A lot of movement. I would give it to these two martial artists. A lot of movement. Who's controlling the pace so far? Whoever's in the center of the octagon, and that would be a little bit of Poatan, a little bit of Khalil. Now, Alex took a few moments here of really not engaging offensively and calculating, and that's what we're talking about. That's the fight IQ. So, Poatan is becoming a little bit more comfortable and less reckless. What he was doing before, what Poatan was doing initially, was not confidence. It was cocky. And now he's gotten more confidence in his striking. And Khalil's breathing a bit more. Khalil's reminds me of Kimbo Slice. He has a Kimbo Slice um, style, except that he is probably a better grappler. He's probably a little bit more well-rounded. He has that Kimbo Slice power, that Kimbo Slice aggressiveness, and maybe a little less aggressive than Kimbo. Kimbo tended to always go forward, and Roundtree backs up a bit. He's fatigued, best way to put it. While Poatan is still, still with his unique stance here. Khalil's still up here. Poatan is here. And he's, that's his style. That's his stance. He's paid for it in the past. But this is where he operates the most. He's not one of these martial artists. He's one of these. And how good he is, he can do that with some fighters. Can he do that with Khalil? Maybe. I mean, he just blocked his kick. He just blocked it. And through his own head kick, DC just said it. Both of these have the power to shut their opponent's lights out. And Rogan says Khalil's landing the more devastating shots. Yeah, he stung him with the head kick, dropped him with the punch. Overall damage. I'm not sure who's doing the overall damage so far. Most Probably Khalil because he dropped Boatan. And he's doing better than expected. But Boatan now going. This is the third round. He's got to be aggressive. Ooh, a knee. But he's got to be aggressive in a consistent way, but also manning the defenses. But he pays hard when he does not man the defenses. And those jabs are working out well for Pereira and the calf kick. There we go. That's a perfect combination. He's found his groove. Pereira, jab, calf kick, jab, jab, cross, calf kick. Someone's face is busted. And must be Khalil, and whose face is busted with the peppering that Boatan is doing. 10 seconds left. 1, 2. And forward action. Knee. Muay Thai knee. And just like that. That was Pereira's round. I, I've got to give it to Pereira. That was his round. Round number 3. UFC 307. Khalil goes back to his corner. He's exhausted. He puts his hands up there. He's exhausted. And Boatan sits. Um, championship rounds 4 and 5. So far, it is probably, and you never know what the judges. It is probably 2 rounds to 1, 2 rounds Pereira, 1 round Khalil. These are light heavyweights. A knockout can happen at any moment. So they're telling Khalil to not be lazy. He did start to get lazy and slouchy. And to throw combinations. You can't throw singular punches with Pereira and hope that one lands. For every 4 punches that Khalil's throwing, 1 is landing. And that's noted when he throws his jab, cross, the last one lands. All right, it's the 4th round, which is the championship round. The more damage is probably on Khalil so far, but not by much. So this is a very, very close bout. We are now on round number 4. And for Khalil to be ranked number 8, he's doing very well against the champion who's ranked number 1, right? They want to label Jiri as number 1, but the champion is number 1. It's champion. Oh, hold on. Pereira's getting his shots in here. 1, 2. But Khalil's in there too. Khalil hasn't fatigued. Khalil, who has a Kimbo slice type of style, in a way, elements of Kimbo, versus Pereira, who reminds me of Anderson Silva-esque, John Jones-esque without the grappling abilities of a John Jones. But again, the striking of Pereira is kickboxing world class. I remember Pereira was Anderson Silva's coach. Did you all know that? Pereira coached Anderson Silva in striking. While Anderson Silva was a UFC champion, he had Pereira in his corner, who trains with Glover Teixeira. Back a few years ago, hold on, something's happening here. So Pereira got some shots in, and Roundtree has had the point of his eyes going wide, and Roundtree is on automatic mode. But when you get to the level, consistent automatic mode may get you the title if you can put the pieces together. I mean, if you got the power and speed, you can always land a shot. All it takes is 1 shot here. 1. So we have Khalil Roundtree versus Pereira, who busted. Botan has busted up Khalil. This is the 4th round. Still possible for a TKO, a knockout. Out there, they're fatigued. Combinations from Pereira, who's hurt Khalil. But again, when you hurt a fighter, you just never know. Pat Barry hurt Cheick Kongo. And we thought that Pat Barry knocked out Cheick Kongo, but Cheick Kongo was rebounding back, and then Cheick Kongo came out of nowhere and knocked out Pat Barry. With Pereira and Roundtree here, you just never know. Even though Pereira's getting his shots in, all it takes is 1 or 2 shots from Khalil to put the lights out. Yeah, still dangerous, as DC says. Still dangerous. He's getting his points in. He's getting his shots in. And Khalil is cut wide open. Yeah, Ranti still has a puncher's chance. He's busted up, but you can always come back to patch him up in about a minute. And Pereira gets his shots in. Khalil's backing up, backing up. You never know. Puncher's chance. Poatan 1-2, and now Poatan is hitting him. Khalil's winging it, and this is where we see the resistance, the resilience. Battered is what DC is saying, and all he needs to do is survive 1 minute to make it to the fifth round. They'll patch him up. If he can make it 1 minute, Roundtree can make it 1 minute. They'll patch him up, and he has one more round to say, "Hey, I went off 5 rounds." 1 minute and 23. Poatan is moving forward, and all it takes is one punch. You just never know. All right, so Poatan is doing this. Roundtree is doing this. Poatan's hands are down. This is where that seasoned veteran that is Poatan is showing his experience. Everyone's standing. You see the people there; they're all standing. They're all looking at what's happening, and all it takes is one boop, and the person pop, pop. Knee from Pereira. 1, 2, 1, 2. Roundtree Jr. still throwing punches. They're slugging it out here. The best way to describe it, they're slugging out and showing heart. Got the cross hook, and Khalil is down with the 1-2 cross, cowering down. And still, Alex Pereira, that's probably one of his toughest bouts. Again, against Adesanya, it was his toughest, but Khalil went down to the knee, and so Chama here has won it by that would be considered TKO, probably technical knockout. Very impressive. Favorite parts is coming up where we get to hear the message from the martial artists. We get to hear what they have to say after a long competition. Wow. Uppercut is what hurt Roundtree. Set uppercut. And then Pereira went down low, got the body, punch, boom, body, body, head, and Roundtree's done. So he punched the air out of his stomach and gave him a headache. Wow. What a bout. Uh, Showing camaraderie to each other. Wow. He did get a round or two. Just gassed out. Got the air knocked out of him. Got hit with a headache. Wow. Round number 4, TKO. And still Chama. Right. Heavyweight champion of the world. Was on. Pereira. Just like that, Botan Pereira wins the bout. Ah, they got Saurus there. The translator. Difficult fights of your career? Yeah. Wow. Very impressive bout by Botan there. Yeah, it was just very consistency. I wonder who he calls out next or what his message is to the world. Awesome for Pereira. He went to Brazil, where he's from, and we do this well. I do this well with my family, but he brought care packages to his town, and I found that to be honorable and relatable. Given to the needy, very philanthropic, so very inspirational. And he could have went and got another pouch in Khalil, but Khalil was like here, and he stopped it. Oh, now they're asking about him in heavyweight, dropping back to middleweight. So what's he gonna do? Oh, Dricus versus Poitin, double champ status. Who knows? All right. Does he have any messages to the world? He says, "Nah, no middleweight because that's his training partner's field." Because everyone's saying Chama, Chama. and they're gonna walk over to Khalil Rancher and ask him what he's doing next. All right, see what Khalil Roundtree has to say to the world, what his message is. Oh, got blood out of his nose. Oh, the blood's dripping off. All right. Just like that. The UFC 307 is over, and this was a good card. That 2 championship bouts. I don't know who's going to be fight of the night from what I saw. Knockout of the night. Platan had a good knockout there, testing to his career. Juliana Pena split decision. I picked who was going to win. I knew exactly who was going to win. Yeah, congratulations, everyone, from one martial artist here to the rest of the world. UFC 307, a great card. Have yourselves a great evening. Let me know what you think. Check out the rest of our videos, subscribe, and like.